Once upon a time, nestled atop a serene mountain, there existed a small Buddhist monastery, a sanctuary of tranquility, where time seemed to stand still. The gentle rustle of leaves and the soft whispers of the wind mingled with the distant sound of flowing water, creating a symphony of peace that enveloped the wise master and his dedicated disciples. Their days were marked by meditation and the pursuit of inner peace, their lives woven together in the serene fabric of silence and mindfulness. Among the disciples was a young monk named Kiran, who had recently joined the monastery. Eager and sincere, he possessed a zeal for the spiritual path, yet he was still a novice in the ways of enlightenment. Each morning, like the others, he descended the winding path to the nearby village to collect alms, his heart light with the promise of a new day. One fateful morning, as he knocked tentatively on a weathered door, it swung open to reveal a young woman, her hair damp and glistening from a recent bath. Sunlight danced in her eyes, illuminating her radiant smile. Kiran felt his breath hitch. He had never encountered such beauty before. The woman, unaware of the stir within him, kindly offered him food, her hands graceful as she presented it with respect. Grateful yet shaken, Kiran accepted the offering and returned to the monastery, her image etched in his mind like a delicate painting. The following day, an inexplicable yearning propelled him back to her door. He knocked, and she greeted him warmly, her smile as bright as the morning sun. Respectful and kind, she offered him food once again, and he felt a strange sense of comfort in her presence. Day after day, he found himself returning to her home, each encounter deepening his infatuation, creating a rift in his focus on the spiritual path. On one particularly bright morning, Kiran arrived at her house earlier than usual. She answered the door with her usual grace, but her words took him by surprise. "Venerable sir, I must bathe before I can offer alms. Please wait for me at the river." As she left, a tempest of desire overcame him, and he decided to follow her, his heart racing with guilt and excitement. Hiding behind a tree, he watched her bathe, captivated by the beauty of her movements. But within that moment of indulgence, a voice of reason whispered within him, urging him to turn away. However, the allure of lust tightened its grip on his heart, and he remained there, entranced. When she returned, he feigned innocence, pretending to have waited patiently. Yet, with each passing day, his routine spiraled deeper into obsession. His conversations with the other monks dwindled, and meditation became a battleground for his thoughts, filled with visions of her. The wise master, sensing a disturbance in Kiran's spirit, approached him with concern. "What troubles you, my young disciple?" But Kiran, shrouded in shame, replied, "Nothing, master. I am merely unwell." The master, undeterred, decided to follow Kiran the next morning, silently witnessing the young monk's secret ritual. From the shadows, he observed the boy's struggle, his heart heavy with sadness for Kiran's lost way. As Kiran hid behind a tree yet again, the master approached him, placing a steady hand on his shoulder. Shocked and trembling, Kiran turned, pale as the morning mist. "Why do you hide, my child?" the master asked, his voice calm but firm. Kiran stammered, desperate to defend his actions, but found himself speechless, the shame washing over him. The master led him away from the river, toward a stagnant pond hidden among the trees. "Can you cross this pond and return?" he asked, his voice steady. Kiran hesitated, removing his robe, fearful of dirtying his garments. The master smiled gently. "You are unwilling to spoil your robe, yet you allow your mind, something far more precious, to be stained easily. Lust, like the mud of this pond, appears harmless at first, but it clings and ensnares you the deeper you wade in." Kiran's heart sank as he absorbed the weight of his master's words. Tears streamed down his face as realization dawned upon him. "Please forgive me, Master. I have lost my way." The Master placed a comforting hand on Kieran's shoulder, saying, "Falling is not your defeat. Staying fallen is. Rise again, stronger and wiser." From that day forth, Kieran embarked on a true journey of self-discovery. He ceased his daily visits to the village, choosing instead to confront the inner demons that had clouded his mind. As time passed, he transformed, dedicating himself to his practice and ultimately evolving into a revered teacher, known for his profound wisdom and understanding. Years later, Kieran shared his experiences with eager disciples, imparting the lesson that true victory lies not in conquering others, but in mastering oneself. He often reminded them, "If we look closely, we will see that many, especially the youth, struggle with unwanted thoughts that distract the mind and disrupt our peace. But we must remember, these thoughts arise from our past experiences, and by ceasing to feed them, we can begin to cleanse our minds." As the sun set behind the mountains, casting golden hues across the monastery, Kieran would sit in quiet reflection, knowing that the path to inner peace was not merely about avoiding temptation, but about embracing the journey of self-awareness and mindfulness, protecting one's thoughts, and cultivating a heart full of compassion and strength.